Hey everyone, this is Gio. Day 7 of Frugal Fitness. Where's the park, right? As you can see, we're not at the park right now. We're just in my living room here, and it's my TV. Guess we kind of had a change of heart in the past week. This is a week after the day 6, which I filmed last Sunday. So basically what happened, got kind of busy for my filmographer. He started to go back to film school, and he had a lot of homework to do, and didn't really have time to film Frugal Fitness for about a week. So with that in mind, I kind of killed off Frugal Fitness, at least in the way we used to know it. So I decided to kind of stop doing the laps and the stairs. Obviously, my videographer is very hurt by this, but I think it's for the best. So, but we're still gonna we're gonna keep making videos, keep giving you tips. I'm continuing with the fitness. I have decided to lighten up a bit on the diet part of it. I was going at it like I was going at it a year and a half ago, which was really hard. Going all out, like not messing up on any meal, not having desserts, being careful about what I drank. Every little thing was carefully regulated. And I just made the decision that I don't need to do that at this point. I figured that losing 10 pounds in a month, like your last 10 pounds, is probably a bit aggressive and a bit much, and I probably wasn't going to be happy going through it, so I figured why put myself through that. I still need to wrap up some stuff with the house, linked to the house fire, and I got some events going on, so I just didn't think I could achieve the goal without literally killing myself and being miserable. The week we had together wasn't that, I mean, it might have seemed like it was easy on film, but it was still pretty tough. Just being that strict on yourself with the diet, having taken in low calories, kind of leaves you depleted for energy. So I just made a decision that I'm going to maybe lighten up on the eating. I love food, so I think I've paid my dues enough. I've lost 65 pounds so far, so I'm going to lighten up on the eating a little bit. I'm not going to go crazy and have a triple cheeseburger or anything from Wendy's, but instead of a veggie sandwich, I might have one with chicken or beef or even pork, which I did last week. But I'm finding that at the end of the day, I have more energy to do my workouts. So at home, I've been doing a bit more intense with just the weight training, doing curls and squats, which are huge exercise. I think down the line we'll kind of do a video on just what I do routine-wise, for hopefully give people some tips. Basically kept with the fitness, been working out, not every single day, I give myself some breaks, but for the most part, a majority of the week. The diet too, still watch my portions, but I have been having stuff I didn't have that first week. As I mentioned, I had like a pork gyro, I had pasta, some shrimp the other day, I had a cup of gelato. So that if this was week 1, I wouldn't be doing any of that. I'd be completely cutting all that stuff out. And if you're at the beginning, you're probably going to want to be a little harsh on yourself and try to stick to a very strict diet. But once you get to a point where you've lost a good amount of weight, you gotta ease it up a little bit on yourself. Still looking to eventually be 161, but it's not going to be at the end of September, I don't think. If I could still lose a couple of pounds in a month, I'd be happy. I'm aiming for around 165, 166. It's probably a good time to talk about figuring where are you, like good measurement tools. So as I said, I use the trusty iFitness app, which I've been pimping on these videos all along, but it's been really helpful for me. And what's cool about it is there's also, in addition to the weight entry, there's a BMI entry. So for people that don't know, BMI stands for body mass index, and it's just a number doctors and nutritionists use, just kind of, they use it to categorize people according to their weight and height. So you can either be normal weight, you can be underweight, overweight, obese, and then there's various grades of obese. I think there's obese 1, 2, and 3. So when I started, I think I was obese 1. And I guess we can just plug it in right here. I can tell you exactly what the BMI was. So I was 236. So my BMI was 33.9. I'm looking at a bright light on this camcorder and it's messing with my vision. So I think that says 33.9, right? Right, videographer? 33.9? I think my videographer needs glasses too, so this is...
I do.
Can you see that?
I don't know where to look.
Oh, here.
33.9.
Okay, alright. Thanks. I was at 33.9, which is obese, and so as you can see at the bottom, there's kind of a color scale. So I was obese and far from being overweight. So now I'm going to do the weight I was at this morning, which was 170.4. So now my BMI is 24.4. So you can see I'm in the green there. So by medical standards, I'm fine. I'm at a normal weight, and as I said when we started, I feel great as is. I don't even know if I really need to lose 5 or 10. I guess I'll lose 5 and then see how I feel about another 5. I was kind of doing this in prep for getting a new wardrobe. So you got that right. So I figure if I get down to 165, 166, if I lose another 5 from there, it's not going to matter with any new clothes I buy. So I'm going to try to get to 165, 166. So you still need to put in a good amount of work, particularly when you're at this point. The closer you get to healthy weight, the harder it is to lose weight. So early on, you could lose like 5 to 10 pounds in a week. Whereas later on, you're struggling to lose 1 or 2. So I don't think it's going to be easy, but I'll still try to stick with what I'm doing. And I tend to be active and maintain a reasonable diet. So that's that. I don't know if we'll make a return trip to the park and do a lap and some stairs just for old time's sake, or do I want to get to a certain weight to see how I feel or whatever. But maybe we can do that at some point. I always mention like, oh, it was extreme. I think just going there every day was a task, like especially when you're working. So just that was wearing down on me, I think. And my videographer is busy, and it still took a good hour or two just to incorporate that into our day. So while it was fun, we're gonna stop doing that. So hopefully people aren't too disappointed. But at the same time, I wanted to. What's that?
One person is watching this.
Dude, you gotta work on your tags for this. Tagging is pathetic on these videos.
Alright, I admit it. I'm terrible at tagging.
Alright, so tag these things better, will you? There's gotta be one other person in the world trying to lose weight, right?
Well, yeah.
Alright, so you gotta try to reach out to them somehow and get better tags. So back to not doing the stairs. You wanna mix up your routine? Not only for yourself, but for your body. I was starting to get bored of doing the whole thing to the point where it just wasn't that much fun. I was doing it for the sake of the video, but I mean, once you start doing something for more than a week straight, it gets pretty boring, especially being the same thing. And your body gets used to it too. It becomes acclimated to it, and it becomes resistant to your body changing, and you're just working the same muscles over and over. So for yourself and your body, you want to try to mix up workouts. So again, the nice thing on this app I use is they give you hundreds of workouts with videos on there. And this isn't the only app that's out there. There's, I forget the name of the other one, but I'm sure if you look under the health and fitness section, there's other apps out there. And there's websites and there's books, so there's plenty of resources out there to teach you different exercises. If you have a gym membership, then you're in much better shape than I am, as you have actual equipment to use.
But you're not being frugal.
It's true. So the whole thing is about, this is, yeah. Alright, thank you. And we'll go through just what I do on a limited budget, maybe in future videos. So, being inactive and easing up on the diet, I did gain back all the pounds I had lost in that first week, but I'm back to around 170. I at least proved to myself that I could crack the 170 mark. There are milestones that are really hard to break. 200 was tough. Like, it took me a good 2 to 3 weeks just breaking through that. That's what I was finding with 170. I've been in the low 170s since late May, I want to say. So it took a good 3 or 4 months just to get to this point. So I at least proved to myself that I could get down to the 160s. I was 168.0 at some point. So I don't have the ideal Biggest Loser environment. I have to deal with life and all that has to go on there. So I'm gonna do it at my own pace and be happy with it, and we'll still film videos, and hopefully we'll have good news to share by the end of September. And then I don't know how long it's gonna take for those last 5. I could be really lax with myself and give myself to the year end and just lose a pound or 2 a month, or I could be a little more aggressive and go for all 5 in a month. Sometimes you just hit a groove. Like, if you're working out well and you're just eating well and your digestive system's doing its thing, like, you can get into a rhythm and just lose a couple pounds pretty quickly. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to hit that stride again, given how low I am at this point, weight-wise. To go along with this, you're going to learn more and more how to control your body and deal with your body. I know what I have to do to get to certain points. That's why when I gained all the weight back, I didn't take it too hard, because I know what I have to do to get back. There's this great website online. I think it's called Talk. What were we talking about? What were we talking about?
I don't know.
So I think I was talking about the BMI calculators that are out there. So
Maybe.
So this is again to the people just starting out. You want to know where you are personally, and obviously your weight tells you that, but the BMI is very useful too as far as getting a gauge of where you are and where you want to be. So one site I found really helpful was this halls.md site. We'll put a link down here for you. And like the iFitness app, it calculates your BMI, which is just the standard formula. And so the cool thing about it is it gives you percentile ranking. So when I plugged in my numbers initially when I was 236, I was in the 95th percentile, which, not like standardized testing where that'd be a good thing. It was bad. It means I beat 95% of the world with my age and height in terms of weight. So only 5% of people 5'10" and male in my age 25 weighed more than me. What are you trying to tell me?
You're 26.
Well, I was 25 when I started. Thank you, videographer. So useful. Not doing your summer reading and
But I'm in film school. I don't do summer reading.
That's true. When I was 25, I went on there and got a sense of where I was, but I didn't know I didn't want to be 96 to 100 percentile, so that's when I learned I had to do something to change. So I say I'm in the 45th percentile. The other cool thing is there's a link on that site to another page on there. It's called the Ideal Weight Calculator. Not sure exactly how they went about creating. Plug in your height, your weight, and your gen calculate button.
You have a minute.
I have a minute left. I'm gonna wrap this up real quick. So
but you have to do the shirt.
Oh my god. You can't delete anything on here?
Yes.
So let's delete something at some point. Like, come on, man. Come on, man. A useful tool just for setting goals and getting a general sense of where you are. We'll go over the shirt. I don't know if... Does this thing even register in this lighting? This is that Dave Matthews tie-dye shirt that I was mentioning. So I got this 2 years ago. The summer tour. Bought off some Rastafarian guy in the parking lot afterwards. It seemed like a good idea at the time. It's probably the first time I've worn it since, so I haven't fallen for the tie-dye shirts. So. But it was the last tour where Leroy Moore was with the band. Tragically passed away after an ATV accident. So maybe it was cool that I bought the shirt, but eyes are too big, and it kind of clashes with my the rest of my outfits. So we'll still try to do the whole t-shirt thing. You guys will keep watching. Catch you on the next episode of Frugal Fitness.